I'll fix it.
Good to see you.
Sorry, I had no audio on there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, fixed it.
No.
Fixed
But
it.
we look great.
Fixed it.
But we look great. Hi, Evan.
Yeah, Evan says you guys look great. I got the sound fixed.
It's
Sorry.
ironic because we were just talking about how Mark Cuban had his hand in getting
Audio streaming,
audio sound as part of the internet streaming thing. Because it used to just be you could look at pretty pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
And send emails.
The internet, I wasn't around when the internet was really starting to take,
when Al Gore
take
invented
off.
it. Yeah.
But when it really took off,
Right.
I wasn't really the forefront of it. I mean, when you were a kid, the internet wasn't really a thing.
No.
It was
the military developed it, I think, in the 60s.
Yeah.
And then it became mainstream in the 90s.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Sure. Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably around there.
Early 90s.
Because You Got Mail, that movie was in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. There used to have to be, at the first radio station that brought in internet for commercial use, you had to click on an application called Windsock, and then you had to click on another thing, and then you had to click on a third thing, and that would allow you to enter the internet, which was all text-based at the time.
Oh, wow.
No pictures.
Yeah, I remember internet service.
I think we got the cheap version of the internet.
The internet service providers that you had to use, you had to have you got all those things in the mail. You got the minutes that you could be on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like AOL was big on that, where they would just have, Jocelyn did the squeebo, bang, bang, bang. And every time somebody picked up the phone.
Oh, gosh.
We were lucky enough when I was a kid that my parents got 2 lines.
Yeah.
So we had one phone line that was actually dedicated to internet.
Oh, look at
you
guys.
We didn't have to pick up the phone thing.
You had a front door and a back door.
We did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But still somebody would pick up that phone.
Did you ever have
somebody was using it?
Did you ever know anyone who had a party line?
No, but we did have where you could do multiple people on ours. We didn't have the party line per se, because the party line was that where you would pick up
and your neighbor might be on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. You might your neighbor or somebody down the road could be on the phone.
Yeah. I had a friend growing up who they lived out in the country where there wasn't service.
Mm-hmm.
They probably still don't have service today, but and they had a party line, and they had worked out an agreement where certain hours they would be on the phone, and other hours the neighbor would have priority use of the phone. And every now and again, for fun, I just go pick up the phone to see if anybody was on.
Yeah.
Sometimes the neighbor was on.
I always thought it was cool too when you watch old movies and they say like, the operator, get me Chesterfield 542. And that was how you dialed the phone.
And now Elvis is going to be on stage.
I don't know.
Decades after his death.
All right, let's get back to the show.
All right.
Cloudy today, maybe a brief pocket of sunshine, but overall the clouds will dominate, and that will keep our temperatures pretty much in the mid to upper 30s for this afternoon. Most of us, though, in the mid 30s. The cloud cover sticks around tonight, and we see snow showers develop close to Saturday morning. Overnight lows will fall into the upper 20s. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Lynette Grant.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. You can hang out on our live stream. I clicked the button. We have the audio is being sent now, so that's good. Yeah, it's like 7 different things that you got to do every morning where it's like, click this, make sure this is good. And then every once in a while I walk away and I forget to click one other thing. So apologies for the first few minutes. If you're watching this live stream later, you didn't have the first bit of stuff, but that's all right. So you missed some radio gold.
Yeah, it was amazing. We were going to get an award nomination for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we didn't get the video award, but we got the audio award, so that's good.
We got the audio award, or we got the video award?
No, we got the video award because we weren't talking. No one could hear us. That's the best thing. The mute button. Everybody was able to just put the mute button on us.
Oh boy.
A couple of things.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a little bit as we've kind of been keeping track of, or we were keeping track of the Detroit Pistons' ridiculously long losing streak that was around 28 games.
Yep.
And then it finally was broken.
Mm-hmm.
But we were looking at, past games throughout and noticed that a lot of scoring was happening.
Yeah.
And
Nobody's playing defense. Everyone's playing
nobody's
offense.
playing defense.
Just throwing buckets back and forth.
There was an odd statistical night the other night where the NBA had 5 teams score, get this, 140 points or more.
Jeez.
Yeah, and on Wednesday, until Wednesday, Utah, Detroit, Indiana, Atlanta, and Cleveland all made it to that milestone, making for an even weirder statistical situation where, get this, 3 other teams scored at least 130 points, still lost.
Jeez.
When are these people going to start playing defense?
I don't know.
I mean, I know that the game has evolved over the years since basketball was invented.
It feels like it's devolved.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a great opportunity for a coach out there that says, we're going to play defense. Yeah, we're going to focus on offense, but we're also going to stop the other team from throwing up buckets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the thing is anybody that has been a basketball coach at any level, high school, elementary school, when you're teaching kids, what do most of the kids want to do?
They want to score. They throw the bucket up.
And they want to emulate somebody that is in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Be like Mike, you
That's
know?
right.
But what are you teaching kids now? What is the NBA teaching kids now? Like, just keep throwing. Just
endorsements.
Shooting up buckets. Yeah. Yeah, and get endorsements. Yeah. Man, this Gatorade is really delicious. Product placement. But yeah, that you're exactly right, where the teams that actually do decide, hey, let's start playing defense.
Yeah.
Because I know when I played basketball that when you had a team that was really good playing defense, whether it was you or your opponent, you couldn't score.
Yeah.
So you had these low scoring games and these really close games because you were playing defense.
They're more exciting.
Yeah. So
more exciting.
I don't know.
Do you see over in Detroit? You want to stay on sports for a second?
Yep.
Some Detroit fans are taking their frustrations out publicly after that. They're still mad over the Lions and Cowboys loss.
Yeah, I'm mad over that too.
There are several billboards around Metro Detroit that have been put up that say Decker reported. The digital billboards cycle between that and their current record of 11-5, and they cross that out and they put 12-4.
Yeah.
So they're sore, and they should be.
Well, they should be. I was listening to the Dan Patrick Show, which you can hear on 94.9 WSJM from noon to 3. But they were talking about that, where this just kept developing, where now the NFL and the referees were basically saying, well, the Detroit Lions were trying to deceive us.
Well, that's what a trick play is.
Yeah. Trick. What is trick? What is another word for trick? Deception.
Yeah.
That is what you're trying to do.
That's exactly what they were trying to do.
And they made a good point on the show talking about it's like saying, hey, we're going to do this hidden ball trick in baseball and we're going to tag somebody out somewhere, but you're not going to be sure where it is. The reason they were saying there was deception happening was, as we talked about, number 68 was the one that ended up catching the ball and scoring the 2-point conversion. And he had reported in to the referee as an eligible receiver. But their deception side of things with their argument was, well, he showed up and tapped the ref on the shoulder and said, hey, I'm reporting. But then 2 other offensive linemen also walked up to the referee. So it was like number 50 something and number 70. So they said, well, 68 was the one that caught the ball, but all these other guys were the ones that walked up to me. So, I mean, I guess if in the heat of the moment, if you're a referee, you want things to be as accurate as possible. That's why they review a lot of that stuff. But something like that, they couldn't review.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense to me because, as we talked about, everything has a microphone on it. So you could have gone back and checked.
Yeah, why didn't they do that?
Can't do it during the game. That's going to take forever. But
somebody's got it.
I'm sure somebody has gone through the audio and all this other stuff and the tape to say, well, this guy did actually say this, so maybe we'll give him the points because they had scored.
Yeah.
But then they threw the flag. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, but that's pretty funny that they're putting up billboards 12-4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter anymore because the coach has even moved on. He's like, all right,
Yeah, and they
it
should.
happened. I've moved on.
And they should.
Now, if this was like the thing that got them into the playoffs or not, they would be real sour about this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would not want to be a Texan in Detroit.
But they are going to the playoffs. So they've got that already locked in.
Hooray.
So that's happening.
That's good stuff.
They've still got another game left in the season.
That's right.
It did mess with their placement
whether or not to get a home field advantage.
Yeah, home field advantage. So I would be a little upset about that too. But any other Detroit news?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot. No, now I think going back to the national level and government, because it's kind of like sports ball. We're currently operating on a continuing resolution for the federal government.
Yeah, that's still happening, isn't it?
That's still happening, and January 19 is the first potential deadline. So less than a month into 2024, we'll see if they can do some more of their spending work that they're supposed to do.
So I know when we talked with Congressman Wahlberg earlier this week,
he was optimistic.
He was optimistic about it. He was thinking, no, we'll be good. We should get things worked out.
Yeah. So let's see. Congress must approve funding for the Departments of Agriculture, Transportation, Energy, Veterans Affairs, HUD, which is Housing and Urban Development, and the Food and Drug Administration. They have to do all that stuff by January 19. Otherwise, they could face part of a shutdown there.
And you know what they're going to do.
Wait till the last minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll report back January 18th at 11:55 and let you know how they end up working all that out.
I mean, they're putting it right before the MLK holiday. Once again, nothing drives action in Washington like a deadline.
No holiday breaks planned, right? And they're back in session?
Well, they will be back in session.
Okay. Yeah. Not yet. They're starting Monday or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll take a look.
Well, yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that.
What happens is the lawmakers usually vote Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Mondays and Fridays, they're district days. So they usually are either traveling or they're home in their districts doing meetings and that kind of thing. But the staff is always there in Washington. I'm doing air quotes here, working on getting stuff done.
Okay.
So hopefully the negotiators have been working this out to figure out, because that's a lot of work to get done.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time. They have all year to do it. They don't do it. And then they have these continuing resolutions. Now they have at least one part of it that's got to get done by the 19th. Otherwise, it'll be a shutdown.
When was the last time they actually passed a full-fledged budget?
Stuff on time. So they pass budgets sometimes.
But I mean, this continuing resolution has been on for all of last year.
The appropriation stuff has, I think the last time they got something done on time, the whole shebang, probably back during the Bush administration.
Which Bush?
Yeah, exactly. Probably the first one. No, I mean, because they wait. Yeah. They wait to get it done, hoping they can get a better deal, and then everything falls apart. Because you got 435 members in the House, 100 people in the Senate. It's a mess. But,
crazy.
They're working for us.
All right.
Right?
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll see what ends up happening with all that. We'll keep our eyes on that. Okay. Catch you up with news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute. That's coming up next.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Jen Postello, mortgage lender.
Yeah. So right now, just to continue on that government stuff, Mike Johnson, remember, he's the guy we didn't know last year, and then all of a sudden he became the House Speaker. Yeah, he's now the House Speaker. He's floating the idea of opening negotiations with Biden. Opening negotiations. Remember, we're in 24. They should have got it done in 23. Right. They're just now floating the idea of opening the negotiations with the White House. That's how bad the relationship is between the House and the White House right now. So we'll see if they actually happen. The president has a couple other things on his plate, Ukraine, Israel, China, Russia.
Because that's part of that too, right? The funding for a lot of some of that stuff.
They're still trying to work out additional funding for Ukraine. The House Republicans are pretty steadfast. They want immigration funding, border security, basically. And the administration is reluctant to cave at this point.
Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll definitely keep looking at that and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
What else is going on? Got any plans this weekend?
Me? What do I got going on? I don't know. Jocelyn's probably watching this. Jocelyn, what are we doing? She
So you
knows
don't-
better than I do.
So you don't have any work-related things going?
Not. I'm trying to think. I do know that our robotics roundup is a thing that we do every year. We've called it Robotics Roundtable. Well, robotics, first robotics kicking off for a lot of area high school teams. The what they're going to do, what the objective is, what the robot needs to be doing.
Okay.
They reveal all of that tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So they reveal what the objective is. You get your kit
Okay.
to build your robot. You get your all the specifications on what your robot needs to be size-wise and all that. So we'll see.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So they do all kinds of, I mean, if you've ever been to a robotics competition, it's pretty awesome. If you've never been, you definitely need to start going because it's like a rock concert, man.
It's like a rock concert and it's like a cage match.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with World Wrestling Federation or whatever they call it these days, they basically have a big fenced off area and the kids are there and the robots are there and the kids are on the sidelines with their controllers and the robots are moving fast and with precision, crazy
Super
precision.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're able to pick up little widgets, move them around, do all kinds of stuff, and sometimes they do run into each other.
Yeah, they
That's
bump
fun to
into
watch.
each other every once in a while, which is pretty fun to see. At first, when I thought robotics competition, I was under the impression that it was like BattleBots. Do you remember that on Comedy Central?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where there's like saws and flamethrowers and
See, that's what they need to do. They need to have a category for that.
Yeah.
Robots that destroy robots.
yeah,
We need that.
because I know the skills competition that's cool.
Yeah,
And-
that's
but
fine.
I feel like at the world
building stuff.
I feel like the world championships, though, when they do that down in Houston, they should have like one category of, all right, this is the final.
It's the finale.
It's the finale.
big thing.
Time to wreck the robots.
Yeah, because like you said, cars should be modular. The robots should be modular.
Mhm.
Do the precision things and win those competitions
Right.
because it's important. And then for the fun, let's retrofit and put the saw blades and the flamethrowers back on them.
Just hook the chainsaw up.
Yeah, that'd be
Bill says BattleBots is still running
Sweet.
because it used to be on Comedy Central.
Where is it now?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Probably on like the one of the tech channels like IGN or
BattleBots.
something like that.
Ooh, you can even get Destructathon tickets.
Oh,
Destructathon.
have you ever been to a monster truck show?
No, I don't think so.
Where
I
they
don't
just
know.
do the big old jumps
The
and the
big
smashing and all that.
smashing,
I think
yeah.
I went when I was a kid,
That's fun.
but I haven't gone in a long time.
BattleBots.
Oh, as we were talking about the internet earlier and how the internet has changed so much, Bill says if you had the computer running, you missed a lot of calls. If you only had the one line.
Beep, beep.
Yeah,
The
because-
busy signal. Remember the busy signal?
Yeah, because if you called somebody and they didn't have a second line or call waiting or something like that,
Yeah.
yeah, you would just get a busy signal.
Looks like BattleBots is on Discovery now, which makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
Discovery Plus.
Okay,
Wow.
nice.
But yeah, when's the last time you heard a busy signal? Yeah, right?
It has been a while.
Yeah.
I get the I guess what I would say the new age busy signal is when you call somebody and they say this voicemail box is full.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Or this person doesn't set it up. Bye.
Yeah, this person has not set up their voicemail. Bye. And you have
So
no way of
rude.
getting a hold of them.
So rude.
So yeah. All right.
Something else we should talk about later on is gold. You like gold?
Gold?
Yeah. Gold bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about gold?
Huh?
We'll have to talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
All right. Let's check in on your Bloomberg Market Minute and we'll get back to the show here.
And as yet, there are no defenses to stop them. The agency's paper suggests ways to keep the risks to a minimum. On Wall Street, worries about when the Federal Reserve could start lowering interest rates are keeping stock futures lower. S&P futures are down 12, NASDAQ futures 55, Dow futures down 89 points. Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just about 7:30. Today we're looking at pretty decent weather. Cloudy and a high of 37. Clouds going to roll in tonight and bring us some snow. Yeah, 40% chance for that happening, low down to 28. On Saturday, we're looking at some more snow possible with a high of 35. Lots to get to here in just a little bit. At some point during the live stream on our Facebook and YouTube,
Yes.
you mentioned something about gold, so I look forward to hearing more about that.
We'll talk about that.
But there's a lot of other things to get to. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's some of the stories we're following for you locally. The city of South Haven is being sued by the families of two young people who drowned in Lake Michigan off of South Beach back in 2022. 22-year-old Corey Ernster of Novi and 19-year-old Emily McDonald of Columbus, Michigan, drowned while swimming on August 8th of that year. Yellow flags were flying at the beach at the time, indicating medium hazard. The flags were later changed to red. The pair was pulled out of the lake by bystanders who saw them unresponsive in the water. The lawsuit alleges the city should have done more to keep the two out of the water. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners has held its organizational meeting for the year. The body gathered Thursday for the first time in 2024, reappointing the same committee chairs and members as last year. Jim Curran will chair administration, Mamie Yarborough chairing finance, Bob Harrison will chair personnel. Also Thursday, Commissioner Terry Freeling was named vice chair. Lake Michigan College is preparing for its annual Martin Luther King Week, set for January 15 through the 20th. LMC Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Cam Hirth tells us it all kicks off with the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration and community breakfast that Monday. That's where they will give out several annual Spirit of MLK awards. Other events throughout the week include crafts at locations throughout the community, a panel discussion on civil rights, and an address by Layla Ali, the daughter of Muhammad Ali. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Sports coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll also catch up with our friends at ABC. But right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network. I'm Jonathan Carlson. A new law allows the Michigan Public Service Commission to override local energy decisions, but a group wants to change that. Citizens for Local Choice has launched a ballot committee to reverse a bill that restricts local government's ability to make decisions on wind and solar projects. The group will have 180 days to collect over 350,000 signatures from registered voters to get the matter on the November 2024 ballot. Some senators are asking non-union car makers to not resist UAW organizing efforts.
Whether they're resisting now depends on who you're talking to. VW and the UAW giving differing accounts of what's happening at Volkswagen's Chattanooga plant. The 33 senators, all Democrats, sending a letter to the companies asking them to stay neutral. Michigan's Gary Peters and Debbie Stabenow among those signing the letter.
Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert. I'm Jonathan Carlson for the Michigan News Network.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Jocelyn's sister's birthday today. So happy birthday to Madeline.
Happy birthday, Madeline.
She is 31.
Oh.
You're not supposed to tell a woman's age, but
yeah, why'd you do that?
Just did. Yeah. I don't know. She's the youngest, man. So she's the youngest out of all of us. So, all right. Well, coming up here in just a little bit, got still some things to talk about. Did you see what happened at with Dunkin' Donuts?
No. What?
Well, down in do you want to hear it now or do you want to hear it later? How about now?
Okay.
A Dunkin' Donuts toilet exploded on a customer.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh, gross.
What
happened?
A guy in Florida, that's what he's claiming.
They're always in Florida.
Yeah, he's now suing Dunkin' for $100,000
Gross.
saying that he suffered severe and long-term injuries from an exploding toilet.
Oh no.
According to the lawsuit, employees knew there was a problem that wasn't fixed.
Ugh.
So I don't know. Now I don't know the extent of said explosion.
Yeah, I mean, was it just his stuff or was it a whole bunch of people's stuff?
Right. Was it a huge splash, or was like the toilet actually like porcelain breaking explosion?
I could see how that could have long lasting trauma.
Yeah.
Because what are you going into Dunkin' Donuts for? Maybe the coffee, more likely the donuts.
Right.
So
little
you
bit of
have an
both.
appetite for donuts. All of a sudden, you're associating the toilet explosion with your desire for donuts. You're ruined forever.
Right.
How
Yeah.
much is that worth?
I would say more than $100,000.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Elvis Presley and jelly donuts are gone,
He died on the toilet, though.
that's the rumor.
Yeah.
That's the
So,
rumor. I don't know. Maybe it's true.
Yeah. But
They wouldn't let us upstairs in Graceland.
you've been to Graceland.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I've been to Memphis a
Gotta
few
go to-
times, and
Ah.
every time, because it was for like a conference,
Right.
and they would do a trip
Yeah.
to Graceland. They would jump on a bus and go to Graceland, but it was always on the last day, and I always had like the earliest flight back.
Oh.
I was like, they
you
never
were
scheduled. I never scheduled it
one of
correctly.
the
So
after the
yeah.
event type deals.
if I ever go back
Yeah.
for that conference, I will definitely make sure that I get that. Or what I'll do instead of flying is I'll just drive down to Memphis. I'll have the company pay for the gas,
There you go.
and then I'll just take my time coming back.
Yeah. I was there for 3 weeks doing a volunteer thing and a couple of us decided we're going to go to Memphis.
Mhm.
We're just going to see what Elvis's Graceland, or we're going to go to Graceland. We're going to see what it's all about. And it's in a weird part of town. I mean, it's kind of on the outskirts.
Sure.
And oddly enough, there was a whole airplane parking lot across the street from it, some of his former planes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a museum in itself. It wasn't open that day, but I'd like to see that museum too.
Yeah.
But Graceland, I mean, it's interesting.
It's just a house.
It's
I
just a
mean,
house. Some of the decor is incredibly weird
Mhm.
and unusual, but it'd still be fun.
Yeah.
Had the same carpet my parents had in their house, which was
Mhm.
that medium shag,
Yep.
green with black flecks in it.
Oh.
That was in the jungle room.
Oh, the jungle room.
Oh yeah, there was the jungle. They let you see the jungle room.
I'll say so. They have themed rooms.
He had themed rooms, and one of them was the jungle room. Later on, he added, I think it was a racquetball court, kind of turned into studio behind it, and so that was more modern, but it was still
Yeah. Did he
very
have?
70s.
Did he have like a full-on recording
I
studio?
think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, it was behind his regular house. But
Okay.
some houses around here, even if you're on 12 going to Three Oaks,
Mm-hmm.
there's a house that always reminds me of Graceland because it's got the 4 white square pillars with a
Yep.
really tall. Same
I know
thing.
exactly which one you're
Yeah,
talking about.
that's the one. Yeah, reminds me of Graceland.
Yeah, I know. I would like to see that. That is something I would. I've been to the Motown Museum.
Yeah,
And that's just. I mean, it's been they're adding to it and making it more of a museum. But when I went there a few years back, it's just houses.
yeah,
Because the Motown record company, when they first started out, is they started in one house, and then they had another house for like living. They had
Yeah.
one house for recording, they had one house for administration, and then they just started buying up all of the houses on the block. So when you go to the museum, it's just a house. And it's pretty cool because you're like, I'm standing in what probably used to be the living
Yeah.
room, but this is where the Temptations, the
Mhm.
Jackson 5,
Oh, yeah.
the Supremes, all of them sat and recorded all these amazing albums. So
Oh, yeah.
it's a pretty cool sight to see, but I think they're adding more to it. Yeah, Graceland would be something to see. I want to see Prince's
Yeah.
house,
That'd be fun. I'd like to see that.
because I think he built that house intending that someday it will be a museum,
Yeah,
because that's what it basically looks like.
And
It's
that's
got
what it is
recording
today. Yeah.
studios and all that stuff.
and his
right
neighbors hate it because there's
Yeah?
so much traffic
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's supposed to be a residential neighborhood. Now it's become a museum.
Yeah, because how does that work when somebody like that? Because Michael Jordan, I think he had a house in the Chicago area, of course, when he was playing.
Yeah.
But it'd been up for sale for a long period of time. I mean, what happens when like Michael Jordan dies and they decide, hey, we're going to turn that into a museum? most of these are built in residential areas. Does it get rezoned, or do the neighbors just have to deal with the fact that, hey, your front yard has probably become a parking lot for this museum?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Hmm.
I don't
It's
know.
crazy.
You could probably complain, or maybe you could sell VIP parking if you're next door to it. Kind
Right.
of like they sell parking down in Indianapolis during the 500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because that whole area is residential. Because you go to the speedway,
Yeah.
and just a block over is just somebody's house.
Yeah.
It's
They're
not built
parked here.
around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I would definitely like to go see, Graceland, for sure. Who else has a famous house? Well, even here locally, Muhammad Ali's old house. I was hoping that was going to be turned into a museum, but then it got sold.
Yeah. I would have liked to have bought that.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, me too. Because I've been on that property, and it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous property. And he's got boxing ring and all kinds of stuff there.
I would like to tour the House of David residences that
Yep.
are still there. Those look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the modest cabins they have all the way to the big ornate. What would you call those? Renaissance type houses? The mansions.
I'd
They're
call
two
them
mansions.
mini
Yeah.
mansions.
Well, the one's a huge mansion.
Yeah.
Huge. And I'd love to see inside that. The other one is apparently where the founder is still lying in state.
Oh, Brett Wachowski says Phil McDonald's house going to be turned into a museum.
I like that. We should go see that.
I think it'd be funny if Phil McDonald's
Does
house.
he have a jungle room?
I feel like I don't know. I bet he had like the shag carpeting at one point, because it's an older house. So
With
I'm
the
sure
popcorn ceiling.
I'm sure when he moved in years ago that it probably was like that. But yeah, I would love to see Phil McDonald's house turn into a McDonald's.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it'd be funny.
Okay.
Actually, it'd be cool if he had a McDonald's in his house.
You think
like Richie Rich? You remember that?
Well, yes. Do you think, speaking of Richie Rich, do you think Warren Buffett will ever turn his modest house into a museum at some point, just to show people, look how much I had, look how much I could have done. This is how I lived.
Yeah, because he's famous for that. Where he's lived in that same house.
Nebraska, right? Is it Nebraska?
It's somewhere like that. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's a small house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for being one of the like top 10 richest people in the world, he's a very, very modest house.
Yeah. I think he has a bunch of houses, and he just says, "Oh, this is my
residence. This is the one
I've
I
lived
live
in that home since 1958 when I bought it for $31,500."
Yep.
And that's what he says. He paid $31,500 for a house back in 1958, which would have been about $329,000 today.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Now it's no longer a modest house. 6,500 square foot house.
Okay.
That's kind of big.
He's added to it?
Yeah, he's added a little bit to it. Maybe some security.
I'm sure the houses around it have also the house prices have appreciated quite a lot, because you live on the same house as Warren Buffett. Plus, him being a real estate guy, he's probably thinking, well, if I ever do sell this house, I want to make the comps around it be pretty good.
Exactly.
All right, let's get back to the show.
All right.
Steaks, America's original butcher.
Southwest Michigan will be pretty cloudy today, maybe a brief pocket of sunshine, but overall the clouds will dominate, and that will keep our temperatures pretty much in the mid to upper 30s for this afternoon. Most of us, though, in the mid 30s. The cloud cover sticks around tonight, and we see snow showers develop close to Saturday morning. Overnight lows will fall into the upper 20s. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Lynette Grant.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. And you can join us on our live stream on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. Quite a lot of people actually joining us over there at the moment. So hello to everyone.
Hello and happy Friday.
In the digital world. We've been talking about a lot of stuff this morning. You mentioned to me earlier today, I found something about gold.
Yeah.
Do you like gold?
Yeah. Do you like gold?
I think everybody likes gold.
It's currently trading somewhere a little above $2,000 an ounce.
Yeah, that's like the highest price it's ever been. Right?
I don't know.
I mean, I know people that
It's up
are
there.
gold buyers for jewelry and things like that. People yelling in the
I don't
background.
know.
Hey, pipe down there. Hey,
Hi, Kathy.
good morning, Kathy.
Okay, thank you. Just something.
What?
Yeah.
Kathy just saying hello?
She said she put something on my desk.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
She yelled through the door for that?
I guess.
Anyways.
Maybe it's alive.
So gold is trading for over
$2,000.
$2,053.87
was the price, the most recent price. It probably fluctuates
Sure.
every moment.
But around $2,000 is pretty high.
So are you going to buy some? Because I know you're a member of Costco. They sell gold.
They sell the gold bars, yeah.
They sell gold bars at Costco. And apparently they're becoming as popular as the hot dogs and rotisserie chicken.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I do know when I've walked into Costco, they have everything.
Yeah.
You know, any of those big
Including
warehouse
gold bars.
Yeah, those big warehouse stores. They've got you got the laptops, you got the groceries, you got the this, that, and the other. But yeah, I've not noticed the gold bars.
Yeah.
But I have seen that they have jewelry.
Well, so apparently there's a number of Costco fanatics who are also gold buyers who are flocking to Costco's website over the last year when it apparently this is just a thing that happens every so often. They periodically put up limited quantities of gold bars for sale. And once they're posted like that, the Facebook groups, the Twitters, etc., they go crazy and they're sold out almost immediately.
Wow.
People are buying this stuff up like crazy. And Costco, Wall Street Journal did an in-depth look at this. And Costco declined to comment for the article, but they did acknowledge on one of their recent earnings calls that the gold bars are popular, and when the retailer loads them on their site, they're typically sold within a few hours.
So they're probably just on the site. They probably don't even make it to the store.
And that's right. And there's a limit of 2 per member.
Okay.
So members are buying up.
How big are these bars?
They're an ounce.
Okay.
They're an ounce a piece.
So roughly whatever the market price is.
Yeah. And in their earnings call in December, Costco reports that they sold over $100 million in gold during the quarter.
Wow.
During the quarter.
Dang.
So if they're doing that, for, let's say 4 times a year, $100 million per quarter. Let me do the math real quick on that. $400 million bucks.
Just in the gold bars.
Just in the
not
gold
counting
bars.
anything else that's sold.
Just in the gold bars.
Wow.
Some of the Costco gold buyers are bargain hunting. Others are likely just trying to buy gold for the first time, put it in the mattress or whatever they're going to do. But buyers say the cash back rewards they get make it worth the buy.
Okay.
Because that is apparently applicable for that. If they get a executive membership at Costco, you can earn 2% cash back. This is not an ad for Costco, by the way.
No.
2% cash back reward. And if they're buying a $2,000 ounce gold bar, they get $40 back.
Okay.
So they're now buying it at $19.60.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and it would just be cool to say, I have a gold bar. Even if it's just a small 1 ounce gold bar, you can still say, I am the proud owner of a gold bar.
And Costco, I mean, they put a lot of work and research into anything that they offer.
Right.
And so you're getting a good quality product.
And it's legit. It's real gold.
It's real gold, legitimate gold. You can buy it. You can put it in your safety deposit box. It's a serious investment.
It'll grow in value. It'll decrease in value.
Lasts longer than the hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. See, though, if I bought gold bars or gold at Costco, what I would prefer is it be melted down.
Right.
Sort of like the Monopoly things. And I want it to be either in the shape of a hot dog.
Right.
Or a rotisserie chicken.
Or a pizza slice. Yeah, because they do good pizza there too.
Yeah, and I would love to just carry around a gold chain and then just have my gold bar that's been melted down into a pizza slice. Be awesome. Other things going on. I found this list of words and phrases that need to be banished.
Oh.
The folks at Lake Superior State University in Michigan, they released this. They do this every year.
Yeah.
The list of words and phrases that need to be banished in the new year. Here are some of them.
Right.
Side hustle, they say.
Yeah.
Get rid of that one.
Love that. Get rid of it.
Cringeworthy.
Yep. Get rid of that.
Some things that I don't think kids are saying this anymore, and I guess this is another reason why it needs to go, is sleigh.
Oh, like Santa has a big sleigh?
No, like you're slaying that
Santa needs
outfit.
a new sleigh.
Now, another one that they said needs to go is Riz. And as you may have remembered, that was recently named the word of the year by the Oxford University Press.
What?
It's basically shortened form of charisma. Like,
really?
You've got, that person has Riz. And I had not heard that. I had not heard that used in a sentence until I heard that it was going to be a word. But then I was hanging out with some family over the holiday, and one of the kids was around 12 years old. Around 12 years old, and he was talking about Mr. Beast. You know, Mr. Beast on YouTube.
Mr. Beast. Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, Mr. Beast! I love Mr. Beast. He's got Riz."
Oh,
so I had not heard that used in a sentence until then.
I don't know if you banish it, because I think it's good with Cheese Whiz on it.
Exactly.
The Riz crackers.
Yeah, exactly. Some crackers and cheese and Riz. I like it. A couple other words that should be banished according to the Lake Superior State University in Michigan. Their list: impact, as well as especially as a verb instead of effect. Impact.
I can impact change. I can affect change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
it gets overused. Impact gets overused. It's a good word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like a comet. Impacted the surface or something like that.
But yeah, like you have impact. You can impact this. One of the other words on this list is hack.
Oh,
like
again, a great word, but overused.
Oh yeah,
because life hack, this hack, that hack.
Because for the longest time, in like the 90s, hack only meant breaking into a computer, hacking.
Yeah,
but then they inserted it in everything. Here's a life hack. Here's a food hack. Yeah. Here's a insert hack. That's
it's probably the internet security people who have suggested that word get rid of it,
right?
Because they're trying to find the hackers.
Yeah,
and they're getting all kinds of
because they're not even calling it hack anymore. They're calling it cyber attack
and breaches and stuff.
Breach.
Yeah.
They've stopped using the word because everybody else is using it. So there you go.
Hack your vocabulary.
Here in just a few minutes, we'll have your Moody on the Market update. It's the morning show, and with some Riz. Just a few minutes, it's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now.
Yeah, putting on the Riz.
Putting whiz on the Riz.
Whiz on the Riz.
In a moment, we're going to talk about Moody on the Market, a special article written by none other than Pat Moody himself.
Oh. Where's my column? I started the column yesterday, and it apparently is gone.
I think Pat deleted it. But no, Pat doing a special contributor note, giving us 1,200 words on Zoop changing hands.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we can talk about that.
Nice. The one in St. Joe, right?
Zoop, yep.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll get to that here in just a moment.
Courthouse Square.
Ooh. Yeah. I always forget that that's what it's called. But it makes sense because the courthouse is literally right over there. So calling it Courthouse Square, smart.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there's a 3 or 4 lane thing between that and the courthouse.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot more people would go across the street if that wasn't there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I used to, fun fact, used to pay my electric bill at Courthouse Square.
Really?
Yeah. At the liquor store. It was weird. I remember when I lived
What did you do wrong?
I don't know. I lived in St. Joe.
Yeah.
On Langley, so not too far from downtown St. Joe. Yeah. I lived in there, and the electric company said, well, you could mail in your check, or you could, for no extra charge, you could go to the liquor store nearby. And there were a couple other locations, but that was the closest one. And they said you can go to the liquor store, pay your electric bill there.
Huh.
So I would just walk into the liquor store, and I wouldn't even buy any liquor or anything, and I would just say, "Yep, I need to do that." So
that's curious, and I mean, I could see what the electric company was doing there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, here we go.
9 WSJM.
Thanks, Fred. If you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, we got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it, giving you all the information on business updates, especially businesses changing hands, new businesses popping up, all kinds of fun stuff, as well as Southwest Michigan and why we love it here, and interesting people you should know. And by the way, if you have a news tip, something you see in the business world or going on in our community that we should be talking about, feel free to reach out. How do they reach out, Ken?
Now they can go to our contact us site. Well, they can go to the website, moodyonthemarket.com. You can click on contact us, and there are a number of different ways to get to us there. We've got our direct email addresses linked on that site, and just send us your news tips. There's a form there as well.
Nice.
So you can make sure that you get your stuff to us. And if you have a picture or anything like that, you see breaking news, or if you see whether it's general news or business news, we'll figure out where it should go. Just go to that site and upload it there. We'll get it instantaneously.
Especially if
do it from your mobile phone.
Updating us on I was gonna send a picture in the other day about seeing the progress of Casey's, the one they're building in Berrien Springs. Thought I might send that to you guys.
That'd be good.
So go by there every day.
Yeah.
That's working out pretty nice. And
take a picture, send it to us.
I will have to do that, and other people can do the same. moodyonthemarket.com, your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Yeah, one of the nice things we have is a strong community of contributors, including our retired publisher, Pat Moody, decided to do an article because this is a business that's been near and dear. He's known the people for quite some time. And so he wrote an article about Zoop business in St. Joseph changing hands. Nearly 7 years ago, Pat told you on Moody on the Market about a chance encounter, sort of a casual conversation between friends that led to a fast track, resulting in renowned local businesswoman Julie Thompson taking the reins at Zoop in the courthouse square in St. Joseph. In the shadow of the new year, local history essentially has begun replicating a spark of conversation that is leading to Julie's sale of that booming business to a friend with a dedicated entrepreneurial spirit, ready to keep the Zoop brand advancing to the next level.
Now, Thompson, who purchased Zoop in the spring of 2018 from Al Mussman, will close on the sale of the business to Samantha Samdrosky on January 31st of this year. And following her completion of the intensive training process driven by the team at Zoop headquarters in Southfield, Michigan. Now, Sam's husband, Scott, has been a banking colleague with Thompson for at least a half a dozen years when she left the industry to return to her hospitality roots with the purchase of Zoop. Now, when she recently told him she was thinking of selling the franchise business in the next year or so, I actually had a conversation with her about it, and she mentioned it. Now, he mentioned it to Sam, who quickly texted Julie asking for additional information, posing what she jokes as seemed like a million questions, which she answered probably more than once and was gracious in sharing her P&L, or profit and loss data.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how it happens, right? You start a conversation, you just kind of chatting with somebody, and all of a sudden you're buying a business.
And it's nice that it's as it did from going from Al to Julie, is that changing of hands to people you trust.
Yes.
You know, something you worked hard to build, as a franchisee, and continuing that on with some great people.
Yeah, they will still own the Big B, St. Joseph, along with long and short-term residential and commercial real estate. The sale, again, set for January 31st of this year. Julie plans to stay around into the beginning of the summer season for a smooth transition. Zoop is at 119 Main Street in St. Joseph. They're open for lunch and dinner, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Now that we've been talking about that, I'm sure everyone's getting hungry. And Jocelyn even posted on there on our Facebook page saying, hey, bring home some bisque.
Yeah, the bisque. I mean, I have not had a bad soup from Zoop.
No.
They're really good. And one of the things a buddy of mine loves every single time is the chicken pot pie soup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, do they call it soup or do they call it Zoop?
I don't know.
Like, do you say, I'm going to go get a bowl of Zoop?
You know what I call it? Delicious. And then gone.
And lunch. All right. Check out that full story written by Pat Moody.
Yeah, Pat, getting in there.
moodyonthemarket.com. Your Moody on the Market update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. Still a lot to get to here on the show. We've got a busy next hour with Furry Friends Friday and so much more. Also, Flick Pick with Andrew Green.
Yeah.
All that coming up here shortly. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
We're watching over you.
Pretty cool.
Zoop is
I always
so
like
good.
that. Yeah, I like when a franchise gets when you work hard with a franchise and you pass it off to somebody. But it's just funny how some of those that just, hey, I'm thinking about selling it. I might be interested. So really great, and it's cool too because they were able to answer a lot of the questions that the new owner had. So nice to be able to do that instead of having to call the franchise and get to know more that way. You got the sort of inside track on what's going on.
Yeah. We've been watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Those are fun. We rewatched. I don't know I can't remember which season it was, but we rewatched one of them, and it was a diner. I think it was in New York somewhere, and it looked like a really substantial, huge place.
Yeah.
But the kitchen, I mean, and tons of employees, but the kitchen was run so poorly. They were sending all kinds of wrong orders out. And then Gordon went into the basement.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I think I saw this one.
where he's got the chicken that was fermenting.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And he dumped it all over the ground. They never, did you notice they never came back to the basement after that?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one because that's part of the newer one, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
they brought the show back.
They did, and they probably just poured cement down in the basement and said, "That's it, we're sealing that baby off."
Yeah, they probably just dropped a bomb in there. And
he said, "Look at this bacon! Look at this bacon!" It was a totally different color than bacon should be.
See, we got to stop talking about it because we were getting people excited about food a minute ago with soup, and now we're discussing them.
No.
But I will say this about Gordon Ramsay because we would love watching cooking shows.
Amazing.
Another great British chef is Jamie Oliver.
He's great too.
He's got a million shows, but I love his 15-minute meals one. But Gordon Ramsay, I love Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
because he does the hotel stuff. He does the kitchen nightmares. He does the Hell's Kitchen. He does all of these different things. But I love too. He has another show that's just very laid back, and it's like him cooking with his family.
Yeah.
So I have his mom on. His kids will help, and it's just. He's just seems like such a nice guy.
Yes.
Even though he can get really angry.
Absolutely.
And that's what people love seeing.
Absolutely.
But he just seems he's super smart, knows what he's doing in the kitchen. But he's got a big heart too.
Did you ever see Selena Gomez? She has her thing. I think it's on
Selena
HBO.
Plus Chef or whatever. Yeah.
Those are fun shows. And she had Gordon Ramsay on, and I think she had trauma because he was ordering around the kitchen so much.
Another thing to watch, speaking of Gordon Ramsay, check out Hot Ones.
I haven't seen that.
Hot Ones is the where they eat chicken wings in different levels of heat.
Oh.
And he was
That's all they do is eat chicken wings that have spice
it's like
on
10
them?
chicken wings. And they go from like hot to
How many
hottest.
shows can you do from that?
It's a different interview. It's a different celebrity
people every time? Okay.
Same host, different people.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out. All right, let's get back to the show.
Okay.
Here.
In WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Be a part of the show anytime. We're on our live stream still if you want to come hang out over there for a few more minutes. But
I was just going to tell you about ghost pepper sauce that I got for Christmas.
Oh, you did?
I did. I got a little tiny bottle of ghost pepper sauce. Not sure what I'm going to put it on yet.
Well, don't bring it over here.
Why not?
Because I cannot do spicy. Yeah, my family was giving me a hard time over the holidays because I bought this. We bought this dip.
Okay.
From from Costco.
Right.
I bought this dip and it was jalapeno and cranberry.
Jalapeno, for those who don't know, is the mildest of any mild pepper. Yeah.
And for some reason, and it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was hot. I just didn't like it. There's something about it I just didn't like.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like it. I used the word spicy to describe it, and I was like, I feel like it's too spicy. I just think I didn't like the flavor. But yeah, my whole family give me a hard time. They're like, really? A jalapeno?
Yeah.
I'll eat like jalapeno poppers and I'll eat a jalapeno on stuff, but I think it's when you pickle the jalapeno and you get all that other stuff in there, it's not even a spice, it's that tang. That spicy tang that I don't like. But when it comes to like habaneros and stuff like that, I gotta watch it because for some reason can't handle it.
You probably like light beer, right?
No, I like a heavy beer. I'll even drink beer with spicy in it.
I mean, because if you take a look at jalapenos, what
Yeah.
they are to peppers is what light beer is to the beer family.
Right. Well, what I say is that it's because I have such a graduated palate. My palate is so good that the spicy
It's so delicate.
It's delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've known many people that have really, good palates, and they say it's because of the spicy. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. Don't give me a hard time.
I love pickled
I'm already getting a
jalapenos.
hard time from my family. I do not need a hard time from you. All right.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
No, that's
All right.
good. That's good. That's good.
Bring
We'll
them.
have I'll
I'm
bring
just going to bring a steak and start eating it.
I
right
will
in
bring the
front of you.
ghost pepper sauce in and put it on your steak.
All right. Let's do that. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the spicy WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. The local news we're following for you today. The city of South Haven is being sued by the families of two young people who drowned in Lake Michigan off of South Beach in 2022. 22-year-old Corey Ernster of Novi and 19-year-old Emily McDonald of Columbus, Michigan, both drowned while swimming August 8th of that year. Yellow flags were flying at the beach at the time, indicating medium hazard. The flags were later changed to red. The pair was pulled out of the lake by bystanders who saw them unresponsive in the water. The lawsuit alleges the city should have done more to keep them out of the water, saying yellow flags were not adequate for the situation. The suit also alleges the city doesn't have a proper system for monitoring the lake and changing the flags or closing the beach given current conditions. The suit was filed in Van Buren County, later transferred to federal court. The suit seeks monetary damages in excess of $25,000, though a specific amount was not listed. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners has held its organizational meeting for the year. The body gathered Thursday for the first time in 2024, reappointing the same committee chairs and members as last year. Commissioner Jim Curran will chair administration. Commissioner Mamie Yarborough will chair finance. Bob Harrison will chair personnel. Also Thursday, Terry Freeling named vice chair. Commissioner Julie Werfel asked Chair Mac Elliott if night meetings will be on the meeting schedule again in 2024, just like they were in 23, and they talked about it.
Can we allocate that on here, maybe that we're going to do, let's say the same as this year, the 4 night meetings, and then attribute them later so that we're not approving a calendar with no night meetings?
We could say at least 4 to be, the fine brushwork to be later. You want to do that? Everybody okay with that? We'll have at least 4 night meetings and we'll specify it later.
The commission holds a handful of meetings at night at different locations around the county each year, so people who don't have the opportunity to attend a day session have the chance to go to a night meeting. Elliott suggested the night meetings this year be held before winter, so no one has to drive home in the dark. Lake Michigan College is preparing for its annual Martin Luther King Week, set for January 15th through the 20th. LMC Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Cam Hurth, tells us it all kicks off with the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration and community breakfast that Monday. That's where they will give out the annual Spirit of MLK Awards.
Focusing or identifying individuals and organizations within our surrounding community that have done quite a bit of the work in the spirit of MLK and what his life signified and represented.
Last year's award winners were Ashley Hines, Nicholas Gunn, and the African American History and Literature Gallery. Speaking of which, gallery founders Sharon and Mac Brown will be the keynote speakers at the breakfast this year. The breakfast begins a week of community events focused on the spirit of MLK. Hurth says they'll include an MLK vocal showcase at Andrews University on Sunday, January 20th.
We will continue our musical celebration. Last year, we hosted it at LMC, and this year we moved that celebration to Andrews University on Saturday at 5 p.m. And we'll have a variety of musical entertainments, choirs, and individuals sharing the spirit of MLK through the arts.
Other events throughout the week include crafts at locations throughout the community, a panel discussion on civil rights, and an address by Layla Ali, the daughter of Muhammad Ali. All events are open to the public, except where noted on the schedule. We have a link to the schedule and more information on our website, WSJM.com. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll have a Flick Pick with Andrew Green coming up here in just a little while. Also catch you up with sports. Right now, let's go on to what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on our extended version of the live stream. You have a great day, great weekend. Thanks for everybody that chimed in the conversation.
Oh, yeah. Look at all that.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
We have some new one. Let's see. Clint has information.
Oh, yeah.
At one time, you could go to several places to pay your electric bills. Years ago, you could go to Hilltop Foods.
Ooh. And Harding's Market.
And Harding's as well. Huh.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Because as we were talking about, if you were just joining us, we were talking about how I went to the liquor store and just paid my electric bill and boom, 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 done.
You know what cranks my gears?
What's that?
The places that charge you extra to make a payment online.
Yep.
And that's currently the case in St. Joe, where if you want to pay your water bill and you want to pay it online, you want to make it super easy, give them money sooner, you got to pay extra to do that.
That's what, like, my gas company does that too. And for the longest time, for convenience, I was like, just do it online. And I'm like, it's like $3 extra.
Yeah.
For a service charge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to mail a check out.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier because over time, every month, those $3, that adds up quite a lot.
It adds up quite a lot. And I understand the different credit card fees that are charged and all that other stuff. I mean, it seems like for a public utility charge, the credit card companies should be shamed for charging extra for that. But I think the municipalities should be shamed as well for charging extra because you're giving them money quicker and simpler.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Make some changes.
Something to think about.
Propose a bill. We're going to propose a bill. See how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diane, make the suggestion. The same thing that I do. Just do a check.
Yeah.
Avoid the government side.
Give them a check, and then you can pay your $700 stamp. You can pay your $700 stamp.
I'm paying something still. I'm paying that however much the stamp is.
And the envelope. So the stamp, the envelope.
So there's still
the
a cost.
check.
Check paper. Yeah.
Check paper, because you got to reorder checks at some point.
Yeah, because the whole idea of going paperless
is to save money and save the environment, right?
Because they'll even credit
resources.
They'll even credit you on a number of things. Your phone bill and all these different companies will credit you like $1 or so if you decide to go paperless.
Got to drive to the post office. There's wear and tear on the car, the gasoline.
Oh my gosh, it's
everything.
ridiculous.
Get a cold,
right,
from somebody you deal with at the post office.
It's no good. All right, everybody have a great day.
Happy weekend
and a good weekend. We'll talk to you.